I'm currently in Warwickshire at a little town called Henley in Ardent, I think it is, and I'm at a castle. If I'm pronouncing it correctly, I think it's Beaudesert. It was once built on a hill fort, reused by the Anglo-Saxons, turned into a motte and bailey by the Normans. I think one of the Monfort family built it under Henry II. It's very heavily overgrown. I think the Time team came here and did a dig a few years back. I don't think it was this heavily overgrown. Certainly the interior. Not many trees in the interior, but it is heavily overgrown with nettles and thistles, and it's not easy to get round. I mean, this is the motte. I think I'm coming in from the eastern side. The village is on the western side. As you can see, the ditch is there, but you wouldn't be able to get into them very easily. You could certainly try. It would be hard going. It's a bit of a pity, to be honest, because they have put a notice board up on the other side. Obviously, there's a nice seating area there. As you can see, this is all part of the motte, and it is quite a large motte, and it is built very high up on this small hill. It's getting a bit windy, so it might get a bit of wind noise. That's the eastern side there. There's the town over there. Warwick is, I believe, over there, along with Kenilworth over there. I'd like to be able to have a look at the motte, traverse it a bit more, but as you can see, there's pretty much no point trying to get through all that lot. I think I have seen photographs of this place from earlier in its existence. It didn't have all this growth on it. It either needs cutting back, or it would benefit from some sheep or some goats on here. Mind you, I don't think sheep would eat this long stuff, but goats would certainly chew through it. Some regular grazing with cattle. Sadly, there's a bee in my bonnet about things like this, but these monuments are left ruined like this. You could come here in 100 years' time, you might not even get on in here. I mean, people do walk through here, so they keep the path. There's dog walkers and that, but you could easily come here in 100 years' time and you wouldn't be able to walk up here or get anywhere near it unless you wanted to brave loads of nettles. Wind's picking up just here. You can see the motte there, and then it drops quite substantially on the other side of what is the hill. It is quite a big motte. And then obviously this side as well. You could get down part of the way to take a few photos or whatever, but it would be certainly stinging nettle hell trying to get through it. There is an historic 12th century church just at the bottom over the right there. In fact, there's two churches quite close to each other here. As you can see, that's the motte there. The fact that we're on this spur of land, the motte itself is not that high at the moment, but if you add to it the fact that just over there there's a substantial drop, you would have to get to it either this side here through the bailey, or through the other side, and that goes down, not quite as steep, but it does go down substantially. I believe the bailey comes out as far as where these trees are, because there is a ditch. As I said, sadly overgrown. I did go over to the other side there, but it was quite difficult to get through all this stuff. There's a little bit of subsidence, I should imagine, there. Yeah, it seems a pity that they put a bench that end, and there's a bench just up here, and then there's a notice board at the bottom telling you what's here. They've got themselves a little heritage trail, but it's not very well looked after or maintained. I assume that the ditch here would be the outer part of the bailey. There wouldn't need to be a ditch on that side. It would probably just cut off just over there, and the same here, because there is quite the steep drop down there. And then we come all the way back round here up to where the motte is. I'll continue round here just to show you how steep the other bit is to get up this side. They would have had to have brought their horses, probably wouldn't have had any problems, but you'd have had to walk up here, get carts up here, bring in food, etc. Visiting dignitaries on carts or covered wagons. I don't think they'd come in carts as they such. I think the de Montfort family owned this for 100 years. Not Simon de Montfort, but it was another member of the de Montfort family. I think it was the same family. And as you can see how there's the historic church. There's another church just there beyond it. A bit odd having two churches that near, but you can see how steep it goes down just there. Good views all round. Water would have been the only problem. You'd have had to dug quite a substantial well or brought it up or use rainwater. But there's the castle there. Beaudesert Castle, Henley on Arden.